Hello everybody, welcome back to Sin City Living. This is Jason bringing you today's video. I should probably clean up the remnants of my previous video. So for today we're going to go back over something we've gone back over in the past. It's just been a while and we like to post up these videos every so often to help out new players. So we're going to explain the comeback all over again. We're going to explain how the comeback works all over again. Now we're going to assume that you already know how the pass line works with odds. If you don't and you're trying to learn comebacks, dig a little bit deeper into just how the most basic part of the game works. Also, keep in mind, come bets are not the primary betting strategy. It is place bets. Place bets have long since overtaken come bets as the primary betting strategy. However, some people do still play come bets. They are a viable bet. But a lot of people don't quite understand how the come bets work. So, thought we would go ahead and show that to you guys. So, come bets cannot be done while the point is off. The reason for that is because that would be a pass line bet. Pass line bet would be your come bet while the point is off. Once there is a point, however, now you are able to do your come bets. So let's say the point is 8. So now you're going to do your come bets, and all you're going to do is you're going to put your bet out, well, in the come. Pretty basic. So, yes, I know finding a $5 table is extremely rare. I'm just throwing that out there just because it's ease of use, ease of understanding. Okay, so once you are in the come, all a come bet is it's starting a brand new game. That's all. It's as if you had turned around to another table while this is off and put a bet onto the pass line. Now, of course, that's not allowed. Most casinos don't allow you to play 2 games at once, but that is what it is. In the come line, it's basically on the pass line. That's all it is, only with the point off, which means that every spot where a pass line would win while the point is off, i.e. a 7 or 11 rolling, means that the come bet wins. But a 2, 3, or 12, where the pass line would lose if the point was off, the come bet will lose if the point is off. Outside of that, that becomes its new number. Now, we cannot put multiple pucks on the table. So what are we going to do? The bet itself is the puck to show you what number it is. So say a 9 roll. Your bet would travel inside the 9. You have a come bet that is inside the 9. It's not on the line. That would be a place bet. It is inside the 9. That means that it is a come bet whose point is the 9. This is the puck for that bet. As a quick interruption, for those of you guys that are looking for an online casino or something where you can play for lower limits and test your strategies, BetUS. BetUS. I finally found an online casino that I feel comfortable recommending to you guys. Live dealers, has craps, has roulette, all the standard games, takes Bitcoin and regular money and pays out in both. Awesome sportsbook. So check the links down below. I linked some of their sign-up specials. And yeah, it's got its uses. Online casinos definitely have their uses. I really like them for being able to play around, usually with roulette. I'll usually test strategies on a $1 roulette table, which you're not going to find outside of an online casino. So the bet will transfer inside the number, and that tells you that this bet is a pass line bet whose puck is the 9. The bet itself, again, is the puck. That also tells you that this is the flat bet, which means it gets paid even money, just like the pass line bet. So just like any other bet, any other pass line bet, you can always put odds. Always put odds on your bet. You need to let the dealer know. We always tell people to put everything out here in the come area. Well, you also notice just now that the come bet is a bet all by itself. So if you just throw money out there and don't say anything, the dealer might assume that that is a come bet. So throw it out there and say, hey, that's my odds. Or don't put it directly in front of you. Put it like over here and just point to it. Saying, hey, that's my odds. We'll point to the 9. Until they acknowledge, right? So then they're going to take your odds and they're going to place it on top of the bet, but slightly offset forward. That tells you what the odds are versus the flat bet, because the flat bet, again, always gets paid even money. Now, they're going to pay everything together. So if a 9 were to roll right now, that would get paid $20. $10 pays $15 on your odds, and then your $5 flat bet. So they're going to cut out $20. They're going to move your bet out and heel it off. That is the standard way of doing things. That is the procedure. If you were to have had a new come bet out for the same flat bet, then all they would do is say off and on for $20. There you go. Now, if you had one out for a different amount of money, then they're going to have to come out you're off for $20, then you're on for $10. Now you get to place your odds all over again. Now, you can always take your odds down, just like you can always pick your odds up over there. But while this point is lit, you can never pick up your pass line bet. You can always add to it, but you can't pick up your pass line bet. It's a contract bet. As long as this is inside the 9, as long as it's inside a number, that means it has a point. That means it has a puck. Because again, the bet is the puck turned on, which means you can never take the come bet off once it is in the number. You also cannot turn it off. You can turn your odds off, so if we hit a point and you said, hey, you know what, turn my odds off, we can do that. Slap an off. We'll just slap an off button on there. We don't need to differentiate the two because we already know that the flat bet can never be turned off. So we throw an off button on there. That means the odds are off, and that's it. Now, by policy, by procedure, when the puck is off, even though this is its own totally separate game, by procedure, your odds are automatically off on a come-out roll for the pass line. Because again, this has already had its own come-out roll, right? This still has, even though this puck is off, this bet, again, is the puck for its own bet. So that means that it's still on the 9, okay? But for the pass line bet, when the puck is off and you're coming out, by procedure, odds are off. If you want them working, you have to say you want them working. I want my odds working. Cool, no problem. It actually makes sense to us. You know, the reason that it's off by procedure is because most people chose to turn it off because they figure if I'm going to win on a 7 over on the pass line, I don't want to lose my entire, every freaking penny that I've got everywhere else. Then it doesn't feel like a win. So they turn their odds off so that they'll lose less. They have less at risk in the event of a 7 because, again, this is on. This has an active point, so a 7, it will lose. Also, with the odds are off, some people will bet a 3-way 7 or something along those lines. It's kind of a hedge. Should a 7 occur, they win over there, and they'll bet enough to push all of these. Because as long as you bet enough to cover your flat bets, you can stay up. You can keep your bets there. Now, if the 9 were to roll, you would only get paid on the flat bet because, again, the odds are off. Okay? Now, a lesser known thing. Just like you can always add to your pass line bet, you can always drop a pass line bet down after the point if you wish, you can also always do a come bet. It's called a put bet, where you skip the come entirely. Casinos allow that just like they allow you coming down on the pass line because the odds are against you. The best odds you have are during a come out roll. So by having a come bet come in and skip the come line itself, you're skipping the part where you have the greatest chance of winning to go directly into the spot where you have the largest chance of losing, where the odds are against you. So of course the casinos are going to allow that. Now, it always amazes me. There are some people that are die-hard come bet players. Die-hard come bet players. And they're including that the come line and the odds of winning in there to talk about how pass line bets and come bets have the best odds. They have the best odds, the lowest house edge. As we've talked about in the past, house edge, all that means is that you lose your money slower. It has very little bearing on how much you win. Those same players, if they were to come up to the table after there's a point, they would place it. They would place it instead of putting it down as a pass line bet with odds. So, and yet, they will die hard defend this rather than placing it, which really doesn't make a lot of sense. But the come bet is not a bad bet in any way, shape, or form, especially when you do a 1 or 2 point Molly system. Keep it fairly simple. Don't have as much out at risk. Gives you a better chance to feel out the table. There's a lot of reasons to play the come line. So I hope this answers any questions you may have or kind of clears up the come bet a little bit. Thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.